everybody. If you're new, my name's Megan. I put out new videos every Monday and Friday with my daughter Juliet, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today is Monday, so it is a spooky Mom Monday video, which means it is just me today, and I am doing a video about how I have lost 50 pounds. What I did to get there and what I am going to be doing going forward. We're going to talk about 5 things in this video, 5 different topics. The first one is kind of my history with dieting, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining it, losing it. 2, why I decided to go plant-based. 3, the 50 pounds that I lost and how many sizes I have gone down. 4, I'm going to talk about the food I ate and the exercise I did to drop that weight. And 5, I'm going to talk about what I am currently doing now in transitioning to going forward. It is a little bit different than what I did to lose the initial 50 pounds. So this is a different kind of video for me. I have talked about using Splendid spoon and Daily Harvest. I will link those videos above and below. The Daily Harvest video isn't out yet, but the 2 Splendid spoon ones are, and those are plant-based meal delivery services. And I did use those while I have been going through this plant-based lifestyle, and they were very helpful. But I haven't really talked about the weight loss itself. I didn't really share that I was, doing a healthy journey. So this video feels a little scary, but exciting at the same time because I am excited to share it. It's been a huge part of my life over the past 6 months, and I am excited for the new chapter of what I am currently doing now and what I'm going to be doing for hopefully the rest of my life. So let's dive into kind of dieting, yo-yo dieting, weight gain, weight loss. I have actually struggled with my weight and eating habits since I was a child. I was put on diets as a child because I was overweight, according to those scale charts, when you go in and you see your pediatrician and all that kind of stuff. So I know about calorie restriction from a very young age, and that's really all I knew as far as, trying to drop weight. So I feel like I have done like every diet out there, almost, probably not everyone, but I'm talking like the cabbage soup diet, which is really old school, but that's something I did as a child. Atkins, of course, which is now I think considered keto, but at the time, I think I was about to go into college, a senior in high school. I did Atkins, which, don't get me wrong, I dropped weight really, really fast, but it ended up coming back. I've done Weight Watchers. I've just done my own calorie counting, like on my phone with like a fitness app. So many different things. I honestly can't think of them all, but I have gone through this process of losing a significant amount of weight and then gaining it back ever since, I would say, probably high school. My senior year of high school, around junior, senior year is when I got a lot heavier. I had a lot of weight I needed to lose. And then I went on Atkins, and then that summer before college, I dropped a significant amount of weight. I don't even remember how much. I'm assuming it's kind of what I've done now. And then towards the end of college, I gained it back. And then I moved to Los Angeles after college, and I think I went back on low carb again and I lost it. So I have definitely yo-yoed. Once I lost it that time, I did keep it off until I was pregnant. When I was pregnant with Juliet, I gained a ton of weight because I wanted to eat all the things. And then with her, actually, after I had her, I actually lost about 50, 60 pounds relatively quickly. I mean, probably within 5 months, by just breastfeeding and trying to eat healthy. I think I was doing Weight Watchers at that time. And then I got pregnant with my son, and that is when it took me a very long time to lose the weight. I kept that extra weight on after I gave birth to him for, I feel like a couple years. And then I went on something called isogenics, which is like a meal replacement shakes and cleansing. Lost all the weight, felt really good. I had a good experience with that system, but it was just buying all of the products and the shakes. I mean, you have to buy a lot of really non-foods, if you will, not like fruits and vegetables, to stay on the program, and that became overwhelming. So I stopped doing that, and slowly but surely the weight started coming back, and that brings me to now, which is a great way to kind of transition into why I decided to go plant-based. But I just, with my past of gaining the weight and losing it, gaining it, losing it. And I know a lot of other women can understand that. It really messes with your head in a way. Just the constant struggle of feeling like you have to fit into a certain body type, be a certain size, you know, just to be a part of society. There's a lot of pressure on women to look a certain way. And I have struggled with that my whole life. Not really necessarily when I went on diets. I wasn't really trying to be healthy. I was just trying to be skinny. I never really even looked at health as a priority, and that is not the way to go when wanting to lose weight. And it's taking me 40 years to figure that out. So I also have a terrible relationship with the scale. I don't weigh myself anymore. I only find out when I go to the doctor for my annual physical what I weigh. But I did weigh myself this morning specifically for this video, just so you guys would know the actual amount of weight that I lost. But I will not weigh myself again at home, really, ever. I mean, I'll just find out when I go in for my physical. I think that's one of the best pieces of advice I can give to anyone watching this video is please throw away your scale. It just plays so many mind games on you. I don't think it is a good way to track your progress at all. I think by what you're eating is going to make you feel good, and you can track your progress with clothes. I mean, that's what I did. When my clothes started getting big, I was like, okay, I'm a smaller size now. And that kept me motivated, and I didn't like struggle with seeing that number on a scale. So getting rid of the scale has been huge for me. Like, it has made leaps and bounds with my progress. I feel like I've been able to stick to this lifestyle because I'm not obsessing over a scale. I decided to go plant-based this time because I just kind of decided, okay, I'm at an unhealthy weight, but being skinny is not my goal. I am in my 40s now. I have young children, and I want to be around for a really long time. I want to live as long as possible and give myself a fighting chance with the foods that I am putting into my body. So with all the research I did on my own, plant-based has made the most sense for me. Eating tons of fruits and vegetables, not counting calories. I do not count calories at all. I haven't since I started this. I go by the mentality of eating until I'm full and then stopping. And if I'm hungry 20 minutes later, then I eat again. I don't restrict, but I also am making proper food choices. So I'm eating an abundance of fruits and vegetables, potatoes, rice. So I do eat a lot of carbs, and I'll get into what I'm transitioning into towards the end. But I wanted to go plant-based because in my head, it just makes the most sense. Once I got on plant-based, like I said, I didn't count calories. I just stocked my fridge with fruits and vegetables. I was eating some tofu. I did use services like Splendid Spoon and Daily Harvest, which are great services, especially if you are newly transitioning to plant-based or going vegan. It's so helpful because it can be overwhelming if you're used to eating meat and cheese and dairy and animal products. It's hard to know, okay, like obviously I know I need to eat fruits and vegetables, but what else can I make? At least it was for me. And so having those services just made it so much easier to where I didn't have to stress about meal planning and what am I going to eat. And then they also gave me ideas as far as what to cook, what things to buy. I also think if you're going to go plant-based, it's really good to do the research. Like, you can watch YouTube videos or just go online and read different articles or whatever. But it helps you also have a better understanding of why it is healthy, that we don't necessarily need as much protein as kind of everybody pushes on us. It's just good to do the research, I think, before you choose any way to like change your eating lifestyle, so you know what you're getting into and you can like set yourself up for success. Like, I did a lot of research and then I went to the store and like bought so many things so I would not have the excuse to be like, well, I have nothing to eat, so I'm just gonna order pizza or whatever. I also think it's important to look for restaurants, because my family is a family that likes to go out to eat, and to find ones where there's stuff you can get. And I was nervous about that. I don't think I ate out for like the first 3 or 4 months because I was so worried about, would there be something vegan or plant-based? Are people going to get annoyed if I have to ask 100 questions? And I think that's just being new to the lifestyle. You just don't want to get like those eye rolls, like, oh my God, we have a vegan in here, or whatever. And so I avoided that. And then when I finally decided to start eating out again, I just did a lot of research, and people are actually really nice. When you're like waitresses I've talked to, or waiters, they are really nice, because plant-based eating is way more popular. So they want to have options to help everyone. When I went out to breakfast, they actually made a meal that wasn't even on the menu for me. I mean, people can be really kind in restaurants, I think, as long as you're kind. So I really chose plant-based eating just because it seems so healthy. I really like that it promotes so much fresh food, so much fruits and vegetables, and it's not about, okay, you should only eat 1,600 calories a day or 1,200 calories a day. And in my mind, I was always taught to lose weight, you eat 1,200 calories a day, which is insane. I mean, that is like so, I eat like double that now. I eat so much more than that now. And I'm losing weight faster by eating more. So I love plant-based eating because it does focus on eating until you're full, eating lots of fresh foods to like fuel your body. I've just really enjoyed the lifestyle. It's also, with all the research I've done, it's just become important to me to advocate for animals as well. Not eating animals, not having any dairy. That said, my family does still eat meat and dairy. So I don't necessarily come out and say that I'm vegan, because I don't know how people would feel about that, knowing that there is meat and dairy in our house. So I do just stick with plant-based. But the animal aspect of it, advocating for animals, saving animals, and not eating them, has become really important to me since starting this lifestyle. We can dive into number 3, which is how much weight I've lost, how many sizes I have gone down. I weighed myself this morning, and I am 146 pounds. So I have lost 50 pounds total. I started at 196, and I am only 5'2". So 196 on a small frame it's a lot of weight. So it definitely needed to come off. But I went into this whole lifestyle with, I am going to eat for health and to fuel my body, and whatever weight is going to come off will naturally come off. I'm just not worried about it. And I think that mentality really helped me stay on track. Like, just eat to be full and nourished, and whatever weight is gonna fall off will. And it fell off so fast. I feel like in the first 3 months, again, I didn't weigh myself, but I felt like I was dropping a size almost every month. I lost 50 pounds, and I've gone down 4 jean or dress sizes. I was a 14 when I started, and now I'm an 8. I feel like I will be a 6 probably in a few weeks, because the 8s are getting somewhat loose. So it is still melting off. Another thing I want to say about the scale, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little, I apologize, but when you are constantly weighing yourself, if the scale isn't moving, you could absolutely still be losing inches, especially if you are working out. But even if you're not working out, if you're just, eating healthy foods, you might lose more inches, like lose fat, and you might not necessarily see the scale move super fast. And I think that is important to remind people, because I know when we weigh ourselves, we want to see a change on the scale. Again, why I don't do it anymore. And when it doesn't move, it can be so frustrating, especially if you're working really hard and eating healthy and working out, and it's not moving, and that can play a mental game in our head, and then we can go back to eating the way we were before, or binge or whatever, and that's so counterproductive. So just remember, it's important to also measure yourself. I'm not measuring myself because, again, I just wasn't concerned, but using a tape measure or using clothes to measure your progress can motivate you in another way too. 50 pounds was actually, I had thought I had lost more. When I weighed myself this morning, I thought that I had lost 60, because I feel so much tinier than I have in so long. Not saying that I'm tiny, but compared to where I was coming from. So I got on the scale. I was actually on the scale this morning. I was actually expecting to see like 135, 133, and I was like, oh, 146. But that's great. And it was actually hard for me to get on the scale for this video. I was talking to my friend Mary from Jolly Holiday with Mary. Hey girl, if you're watching. And I was telling her, I was like, I don't know if I even want to know. I don't know if it's gonna mess with the progress I've made. And I had a lot of anxiety about it. Like, I didn't sleep well last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was stressed about weighing myself. This is just an example of how the scale is so unhealthy for me. So I got up this morning, I was doing my morning routine, and I was like, you know what, let's just do this. So I did. I saw the number. I was a little bummed, like I said, because I thought it was lower. But then I just kind of embraced it, and I was like, but this doesn't take away from how I look and how I feel. So I've embraced 146, and I won't know again. Well, I'm going to the doctor's at the end of January, so I guess I will see something at that time. But I took the batteries out of the scale. It's back in the garage, and I have no intention of looking at it again. But I'm glad I know, and I really wanted to be honest for this video. Like, I wanted to be transparent and show you guys how much I lost. Also, if you missed the thumbnail, I will stick the before and after up above so you can see the physical difference. I feel more excited about dropping the 4 sizes. Like, that was such a motivator for me too, to stay on track. I think especially once I dropped from the 14 to the 12 and I hadn't weighed myself, and I was like, okay, like, this is working and I am full. Like, I am not starving myself, and that has been such a blessing. I think that's why it's important to I'm not a fan of calorie deficient ways of eating, and that's just a personal choice, just because your body is still so hungry. Like, when I was doing like 1,200 calories, it just wasn't good for me. I know a lot of people are fans of it, but it just felt great for me to drop sizes and be full and satisfied, and not feel like, oh, I want to go like get a pizza with real cheese and meat on it because I, don't like what I'm eating, or I'm still hungry. But I would just eat until I was full. And that's the best advice I could give is make sure you're getting enough calories. Like, we need more than we think we do. So what brings me to number 4, what I have done to drop the weight as far as like food and diet. Like I said, I started out just going plant-based. I stocked my fridge with fruits, tons of fruits and vegetables. I also got grains like rice and quinoa, sweet potato, tofu, just to have a lot of different options. I would make a lot of soups just because it was really easy. I did my own cooking, I would say, for probably the first 4 or 5 months. And then, for my birthday, my husband actually got me the vegan meal delivery services. So he got me Splendid Spoon and Daily Harvest, because I also, I do all of the cooking here in our family. So I was cooking my own food separately, and then I was also cooking for my family. And it's not a big deal. I like cooking, but it does get tiring. I felt like a lot of my day was in the kitchen. So it was nice to have the meal services just to give me a variety. Like, when you go in and order, you can pick something different from every single day, as opposed to when I would cook for myself, which I'm still doing now, but in the earlier stages, I would make one big batch of something that I would just like have for meals throughout the week. So let's say I would make like a veggie lentil stew, for example, which was amazing. I'll actually link that recipe below because it was really, really good. Even my family liked it, and they are not plant-based. I would have that, and that would last me like 7 days, and that would be like, lunch and maybe sometimes dinner if I didn't feel like making something else. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like variety. I don't want to eat the same thing every single day. So that did get old kind of fast. So with Splendid Spoon and Daily Harvest, those were great services because, like I said, you can have a different lunch, a different dinner, a different breakfast every single day, for weeks, which was awesome. For Splendid Spoon, I just did the breakfast and lunch, and I would get like not the energy shots, but the wellness shots. And that it was just really convenient. Everything was in the fridge. The smoothies were already made. Like I said, I did 2 weeks of Splendid Spoon, so I will link those videos above and below if you guys want to check out that service more in detail. But I did like it. It is something I would use again, specifically for smoothies. Just not in a place where I want to right now, but I would order from them again. And Daily Harvest, that video is coming. I just have a few more things to do with it, but it's very similar. Smoothies, but these you blend yourself, and then like lunches and dinners, they have a lot of stuff. They have lattes, flatbreads. I mean, they have a lot more variety actually than Splendid Spoon. And I really like that one too, especially the smoothies. The smoothies is something I would totally order again. So those services are really great if you're looking to, you know, dive into plant-based. All the calories are there too if you're somebody that tracks calories, so you can keep track of everything. And both services, I feel like the portions are really big. Like I felt full after eating them, especially Splendid Spoon. And then I would just fill the rest of my day with fruits and vegetables. I would have treats too, like on my birthday, my husband found me there was a vegan bakery, so he got me a vegan birthday cake. When we would go out to eat, obviously I would just customize and make things that were plant-based friendly. So even though I was going out to eat, having cake sometimes, I still lost weight. My pants never felt like tight. I didn't feel bloated at all, which was nice. I also drank a ton of water. I still am. I start every morning with 32 ounces of water, just to get things flowing before I have breakfast. And then I wait about 30 minutes before I eat anything. As far as exercise, I haven't done anything but walk our dog. I walk our dog Wednesday, 5 miles a day, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday, but usually we take her to the dog park. So Saturday and Sunday, I'm not really doing any type of like strenuous physical exercise. I'm just kind of like doing stuff around the house, or if we go somewhere as a family. I do want to start incorporating more strength training just to help myself tone up and work, you know, the other muscles in my body that I need to work. So I have some Jillian Michaels DVDs, and I am going to start doing those in the next couple of weeks just to, you know, keep my working out new and fresh and keep challenging myself. The walking, it really does wonders though. I love walking. It's something I enjoy doing, so it's not like, oh my gosh, I have to walk the dog today. I really look forward to it. We always go early in the morning, like after I drop the kids off of school. It's a great way to be outside. And it does work your whole body. It's not as strenuous as running or jogging, but I feel like I've had a lot of success by just doing like a low impact cardio. And I'm going to keep doing that. Even when I start doing like the strength training, I'm going to keep doing the walks because the dog needs to get walked. Plus, it's just good for me. If you guys have any specific questions about like the food itself, I feel like I covered most of it, but if you feel like I didn't answer some important questions about the food or even the working out, please ask in the comments below, because I'm happy to be super transparent and answer, you know, anything that you guys want to know about this process that I've done. And then the fifth topic I want to talk about is kind of what I am doing going forward. I am still a work in progress. I do have, you know, some weight in that I need to lose and I need to tone up. So not that I started this to just drop a bunch of weight. What I'm doing now is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I plan on staying plant-based forever. It's not something that I'm going to go off of because I've lost 50 pounds. But what I am transitioning to now, I've actually done a transition for about 2 weeks, and this week, when I'm making this video today, which is actually New Year's Eve, Happy New Year, you guys will see it on this coming Monday, January 3rd, so Happy New Year, Happy 2022 to everybody. This is my first full week on something called Raw to 4, which is a raw, vegan, high-carb lifestyle, and it's something that I found through my research when I became plant-based. It wasn't something I was ready to commit to right out of the gate, but now I have been really excited to transition to it. I found this really amazing YouTuber named Freelee. I'm going to link her channel above and below if you are interested at all. She is a very no-nonsense, this is who I am, I'm going to speak the truth about food, YouTuber, and she's a writer. She has books. I have found her very inspiring, and I love her message. And I found her, like I said, right when I was starting plant-based, but I wasn't ready to make that next level commitment. So now I am, and Raw to 4 is a fruit-based diet. So you are basically eating enormous amounts of fruit throughout your day until about 4 o'clock. So big fruit meals for breakfast, big fruit meals for lunch, and you can snack on fruit all day. And then you can also eat greens if you want. They're not restricted or anything, but it's not like you have to go crazy with the greens. And then at dinner time, you just eat a cooked meal, which is potatoes or pasta or rice. You can have like marinara sauce and some tofu if you want, or some beans and lentils, avocado. There's tons of options, but the primary focus is to eat a lot of fruit, which is really good for your body. And her whole philosophy on that made so much sense to me logically. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? Like, that's what the earth has given us. And so I know some people would think it's extreme, but I have had a really good experience on it. I have eliminated coffee and just a lot of other processed foods that I was eating before that I just feel like I don't need to be eating anymore. So I would say 90% of my diet, maybe even 95% of my diet now is produce. Just straight up produce. But I do have pasta, I do have sushi, vegan sushi, just vegetables and rice. I have rice. So I'm eating, it's a lot of carbs. I would say I am tracking my calories now to make sure I am eating enough. It is really important, like I said before, when doing anything, to make sure you're eating enough calories. But on this, it's important to make sure you're getting enough calories. So I'm eating about 2,400 calories a day, sometimes 26. Just kind of depends on the day and what my body tells me it needs. But a minimum of 2,400 calories, and I'm still losing weight. So that's just another example of calories. If you're eating the right foods, you should be eating enough, is what I'm saying. And I am certainly no dietitian or doctor or expert or anything. This is just my own personal experience that I am sharing. And I am just really excited to keep, going on Raw Till 4. I feel great. I gave up caffeine 2 weeks ago to do this because she does not recommend caffeine, and that was hard in the beginning because I love me some coffee in the morning before eating. I just had kind of like my routine. So the first few days were kind of hard, but then, as soon as I get up now, I just drink my water and then I eat my fruit meal, which right now I'm obsessed with banana ice cream. I took like 7 bananas, blend them in my blender with some water and dates, and it's heaven on earth. And that's like my breakfast every day right now. I mean, I change it up, like I'll have different things, but right now it's like currently my favorite thing to eat. So I feel really good. Like I feel like my skin is better from the whole process, not just from what I'm doing right now. Like this is still very new, but just since switching to plant-based, I feel like my skin is more clear, my hair feels a little thicker and better. I sleep so much better. I sleep really good. I rarely wake up, whereas before when I was eating unhealthy, I would wake up frequently and toss and turn, or it would take me a long time to fall asleep, and that is gone. I sleep so great, and even especially since giving up caffeine, then that's like the next level. I sleep even better. I feel like as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm pretty much out, which is nice because I haven't been like that for a really long time. I feel so good. At the end of the day, I feel so confident. I feel so strong. I feel like I'm setting a really good example for my kids with the food choices that I'm making, really with everybody in the house, since I do the grocery shopping, and I'm not making them switch to plant-based. I'm not making them not eat meat or dairy. We still have those things in our house. But I feel like everybody is definitely eating more fruits and vegetables, which is always good. No matter what diet or lifestyle you're doing, having more produce is always good for us. So my takeaway from the whole experience is I'm really glad I decided to do it for health. The weight loss and everything else, the skin, the hair, the feeling confident, the dropping the 50 pounds, the going down 4 sizes, was all just such an added benefit. And it's changed me in a lot of ways. And I really am confident that this is something that I will be able to stick to. I don't get bored with my food. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. And I really think that for me, especially being in my 40s, like being a little more confident than I was in my 20s or even my 30s, that I can confidently say, I think I'm going to stick to this. Well, no, I am going to stick to this forever. And I hope that I'm going to say I will not gain that weight back. And this will be the last, me dropping all the weight, getting it back, that yo-yo. I'm so happy to finally break that, because there's nothing worse than, putting in all that hard work, and then all of a sudden you make changes back to your old lifestyle, and then you've gained it all back. And it's also hard, especially if you know, with family and friends and stuff, and they see you lost all this weight and then it's back, and then it's just, it's a mind game. And I am breaking that. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. And I think with what I'm doing now, the fact that I can eat as much as I care for, like as much as my body needs, and then I stop when I'm full, I don't have any deprivation. I'm not, you know, like nutrient deficient, like my body feels strong. And so I have no reason to veer off or to fall back, because I don't feel like I'm missing anything from my diet. And I don't feel like I'm on any kind of diet. I feel like I get to eat really good food all the time and stay healthy. So I am really excited to continue eating plant-based and continuing to do raw till 4. If you guys want me to do a video on raw till 4, let me know in the comments below, and I will do one after I've been on it for probably at least 3 months. I know this is very different from anything you've seen on our channel. We are Nightmare Room for Christmas, Halloween, Disney based. I know this is completely different. I honestly thought about starting a separate channel just for stuff like this, but that's a huge undertaking. So it's here. I hope those of you that do come here for the other stuff will enjoy it. And if you don't, that's totally fine. But if you do want me to do a raw till 4 video, I will. But I'm going to wait and see what everybody says in the comments before I even think of putting that together. But I am going to link Freelee's channel, like I said, below, because if you're just interested in hearing about it, you can. And she's just, I like her a lot. She's just a no-nonsense kind of person. I don't think she's for everybody, but we're the same age, and I don't know, maybe that's why I'm drawn to her, but I really like her. I enjoy her message. I enjoy what she says, and I think she has some really good things to share. So that's basically it for this video. If you guys have, like I said, if you have any questions about the process at all, please ask me in the comments below. I'm an open book. I'm happy to talk about it. I was so nervous to make this video, but I'm really glad that I did, and in the hopes that if it finds somebody that helps you or motivates you or anything like that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, you can totally give it a thumbs down. I respect that. If you want to see more of our videos or more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And that's it for this one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.